Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and today I'm taking a first impressions look at one of the games that shared the name Jurassic Park that I haven't yet looked at. We looked at a few in the past month or so of Dinos, but for this month or so of Dino we're checking out the DOS version, which the reason I didn't cover the SNES version is because this is actually very similar to that one, but this is basically just the better version of what the SNES did. Better graphics, and while the SNES version did have the first-person segments, they're apparently a lot more simplistic compared to the ones in the DOS version, so I said I'll just do the DOS version instead. So now I've got this all set up and working, let's get in here. Now I did actually play through the first level, because it would have taken me probably the whole video to figure out exactly where to go in this first level. But that seems kind of like the structure of the game is just a maze. So here we are next to the destroyed Explorer. And there's a bunch of compies running around the T-Rex enclosure. And our goal right now is to... Hold on, I gotta zap these guys. Is to find Lex and Tim, who are down here somewhere, and that, I guess, is kind of the goal of, like, the first half of the game, is every time you get to a new level with those two, you lose them and you have to go find them again. So we're in the T-Rex paddock right now, but there is no T-Rex in here, because obviously it has broken out and thrown our Explorer in here. So instead we have compies everywhere, and Dilophosaurus. So Tim is not too hard to find, he is just kind of standing around, but Lex is actually kind of hidden. This game seems to have a kind of progression of inventory for its puzzles, where you need an item to open a thing, to get an item, to open a thing, to get your objective. We also have these giant dragonflies that just randomly spawn in. Now, I actually didn't remember this, but there is a part in the original novel where they encounter a pair of giant dragonflies while they're crossing the park. You know, when Grant is stuck with the kids. I didn't remember that at all, but yeah, it is in there. And Grant's just like, yeah, bugs used to be a lot bigger in the Jurassic era. So we have one of these monitoring stations here. I believe the SNES version has these too, but we can get like a map of the area, our objective, that kind of stuff. Tim and Lex are lost in the park. They must be found and brought back to the visitor center. So that's our main goal for most of the game. Paddock information. Dinosaurs. Expected dinosaur population. Tyrannosaur adult, 1. Dinosaurs identified. Tyrannosaur adult, 0. Compsognathus, question mark. But no Dilophosaur mentioned. It does make sense for there to be compies here, except they should be pro-Compsognathus, not just Compsognathus, because in the original novel they were allowed to essentially roam the island as a cleanup crew, similar to how you would use like isopods in a reptile enclosure. It's just to keep the whole place clean, because as they say in the movie, those dinosaurs produce a lot of shit and you need some way to get rid of it. So we also have a map, but the maps are kind of useless. Like, it lists the motion sensor, the bunker, the drainage system, and the gate. And that's pretty much the order you have to go to them in, as we need an item from the bunker to get into the drainage system before we can go to the gate. Also, I'm pretty sure that this motion sensing system, this is never mentioned in the movies, right? This is only from the original novel. Because that's how they determined that there were too many raptors on the island. Okay, bunker door unlocked. I think you have to do that. Fence gate locked. The gate cannot be unlocked remotely. A security keycard will be required. So that's something else we need in addition to the kids. You can also just open up dinosaur information, and it's just like a little informative thing. Compsognathids, the family Compsognathidae, pretty jaws, Infraorder, Coelosauria. Suborder, Theropoda. Order, Saurischia. Saurischia? I realize I don't actually know how to say that, even though I've seen that plenty of times. Saurischia is what I'm going to say. Description. Tiny bipedal predators known only from Compsognathus, a beast no bigger than a cat, which is actually not true. That was just one of the earlier fossils that was discovered that turned out to be a juvenile. Compsognathids had a long, narrow head with small, sharp teeth, a long, curved neck, slim body, short arms with clawed, two-fingered hands. Some scientists claim extra fingers. Long legs with shins longer than thighs and claws, three-toed feet. The tail was very long indeed. Ribs, shoulder blades, and wrist bones suggest that Compsognathus were in some ways more advanced and bird-like than other coelophysids. Compsognathus sprinted after lizards on the small, dry islands where it lived. One Compsognathus fossil had a swallowed lizard in its belly. Length 2 to 3 feet, 60 to 91 centimeters, time late Jurassic to early Cretaceous, place Europe, West Germany, and France. I believe the first Compsognathus fossil ever found was in Germany in like the 1800s, 1850 or something. Also, they were originally believed to be related to Archaeopteryx simply based on their size and general bird-like shape. But yeah, so it's nice that they have that in there, even though it's obviously kind of outdated today. I actually wonder what it says about raptors, considering the Jurassic Park raptors are, very inaccurate, since they're based on Deinonychus. It was literally just Crichton thought that Deinonychus was not as good a name as Velociraptor, so he went, I'm going to call my Deinonychus Velociraptor. Okay, there's Tim. I don't think he's actually in the same spot I found him last time, so that he might actually be random where he shows up. So our starting weapon is this Taser Gun, and it has infinite ammo. You can see there at the bottom right, it just recharges. However, you can also just rapid fire it. When it's fully charged, it just lasts for a longer stream. You can't, turn that off. Oh, wait, maybe you can. No, you can't. Okay. But we also picked up a gun, which looks like a weird... It looks like a weird, Vulcan cannon at the bottom left, but it's actually just like a tranquilizer. These dragonflies are super annoying, though. They just come bolting at you out of nowhere, and then they do this lazy spiral around you. And if you hit them, they kind of fuck off. Sometimes. Not always. Oh, it's dead now. Also, that spinning DNA vial at the top right is our health. You'd think it would, empty out or something, but no, it actually just contracts as you take damage. Okay, we have to go around all of this shit. So it seems like a lot of the levels in this game are just... You can see the thing you need to get to, but you have to find the part of the terrain you can actually cross to get to it. There's always, trees and rocks in the way that you have to take quite a long route to get around. I don't know what these killer plants are, either. Pretty sure those were not mentioned in Jurassic Park anywhere. Alright, there's the bunker. But again, we can't get to it from here. So, I guess the Game Boy version was kind of like this in its basic structure, where you had to find the kids and go from paddock to paddock, but it was a lot more basic. And if I remember, the first boss was a Triceratops. Which I don't think is the case here. Also, if we were just doing this video from its normal progression, I don't think we would actually see any of the first-person levels, because those seem to be, the later half of the game. However, I do have a code, so we can just load up to it before we wrap up the video. Okay, that was weird. So it tried to switch to the next track, but maybe the next track's not supposed to play here, so it just stopped and then went back. I mean, at least the music didn't just stop completely. Kind of like those shadows, too, those textured shadows here. Baked into the ground textures. Or maybe they're baked into the tree model. Because I guess you could probably do overlays like that with DOS. I like how the ammo just looks like a couple berries on the ground, but that's the ammo for the gun. I actually think that the zapper is better, though, because the gun takes multiple shots, and you have to be aiming straight at it. With this thing, you can just kind of swing it around until you hit them. Oh, I actually passed the bunker. So this gives you, like, a toolbox, and you need that in order to get the drainage grate open. Which, of course, it doesn't tell you. You just have to figure this shit out. This is why I think the first level I wouldn't have actually found a way through if I had just gone into this blind. Gotta watch out for the compies, because they love to hang out under bushes and trees. In, like, a group, too. Okay. Getting some die low slowdown from too many dinosaurs on screen. There's no such thing as too many dinosaurs on screen, as Capcom's Exoprimal is trying to prove. They literally just took, like, the horde physics of something like the World War Z movie, or the World War Z game, I guess, and applied it to dinosaurs. So now there's, like, this tide of dinosaurs just rolling over each other. I can't believe that they made a game like that and went, yep, it is not at all related to Dino Crisis. Don't even mention Dino Crisis. That series is dead, and we don't want to acknowledge it. Because one of the game directors was asked about that, and he was like, no, we want to be clear that this is not related to Dino Crisis in any way. I didn't realize that the series had such a black name to Capcom that they didn't want to even have the chance of someone mistaking a game for being related to Dino Crisis. Or who knows, maybe they actually secretly do have a project in the works, as every desperate Dino Crisis fan will keep hoping that secretly Capcom is working on a Dino Crisis remake. Because I think at this point you would have to do a remake rather than just making a new entry in the series. Okay, there's the gate. So you can see there, when we need an item, it will pop up the icon and flash. So at least it tells you what you need. So that when you pick it up, you're like, oh, I recognize that picture. That's the thing, we need to do this. Also, the damage seems very generous. Like, you heal way more than the amount of damage you take from multiple hits. Okay. Drainage ditch is down here. So this area is especially annoying, but you use the toolkit to break open the bars. When I first came in here, I thought this area was actually really small. Oh, and for some reason there are... Oh, fuck, I went backwards. There's no obvious transition, it's just if you go too far down, you will transition out and have to go through the loading screen. So let's avoid that. But yeah, this area is basically a sewer maze in the very first level, and you have to traverse it with a box. But yeah, I was gonna say, there are, for some reason, dangerous trilobites and, like, dimorphodons in here. They're not even really... I mean, they hurt you if you touch them, but otherwise, they're just kind of minding their own business. These sewer trilobites. I like, too, that the dimorphodons, or whatever they are, just explode when you zap them. They're definitely not being tranquilized. So here's the gate keycard. Unfortunately, you cannot leave the level until you found Lex, and she's in here. She's in the sewer hiding. But yeah, when I first got in here, you know, I looked around and I was like, oh, I guess I can't go that way. It's just blocked off by a big pipe. But nope. You can go under the pipe, and you can find Lex, but she won't follow you out of here. You need a box in order to get her to follow you. So that's why I'm glad I did this ahead of time, to figure that out, because holy shit, this area would have been the whole level. Also, there's giant, like, mosasaurs or something in the sewer. So first we need to explore the sewer and find a crate. Then, we need to take it all the way to the other side of the sewer to find Lex. Thankfully, I think I know where she is now. I wish I could have found a map online of these areas, but I couldn't find one. So I have to go on someone's description that she's all the way up to the right. I did find her, though, so like I have completed this whole level. But yeah, we have to go find her, and then she will jump on the box, and then we have to push the box all the way back to the entrance. Does that sound like fun? Oh. Now, something I just remembered is the guide said you have to extremely slowly push that. Turns out that's actually not true because you can do this. You can just use lightning to push it while standing in the water with it. Oh, shit. I went too far. I like, too, that when you're in the water, these guys can't reach you, so they just fly around your head. Now, the annoying thing with pushing this thing is when you get to a corner, because it can get really wedged in a corner, and it's very annoying to get out, so you want to preemptively start pushing it towards the corner when you have to rotate it around. Okay, we have to take this thing down here. Another funny thing, though, is that when you have a fully charged bit of lightning... Also, those guys explode into blood when you zap them. When you have a fully charged bit of lightning, you can actually, like, whip around and, like, rotate it. Okay, now we have to go all the way over this way, I think. This might be the wrong way. I almost want to explore ahead without the crate, just so I can try and... Yeah, I remember getting stuck in this corner. Just so we can try and find her and then push the crate to her, because she's like up here somewhere. I think I just took a lot of damage from that guy, and he didn't make a sound or anything. Oh my god, would you guys go away? Okay, I think she's actually over here. I remember she's not all the way up. I need to kill these just so they stop following me. See, like this, where sometimes instead of falling back... Okay, hello. Instead of falling back into the water, we have to get over there. You will just walk on the crate. Fuck, that random trilobite got too close. So yeah, this is a fun way to start a Jurassic Park game, right? Pushing a crate through a sewer. They're like, you know, we could have you just explore the paddock, but no, that's not long enough. We need you to run around for a while in the first level, so let's make a whole separate area that is a sewer. I wonder if the SNES version makes you go down here too, or if it's more straightforward. I don't know what happens if I die. I really hope I don't die down here. There's Lexington. I was gonna say, I think there's health down here in one of these corners. I am desperately in need of it. Because as you saw, those mosasaurs, or whatever they are, can potentially spawn directly below you. And I think they hit you when they do that. Come here, you little shit. And of course, they make, like, eagle sounds. It just ate my head. We got all the way there, and now we're probably gonna reset at the start. Well, that was fun. Now we get to do it again, even faster. So yeah, I think I took a big hit from one of those sewer gators. It's actually kind of funny to me that only their head is sticking out of the water, but you can see that the water's not that deep from the way that Grant is standing waist deep in it. So they must be pretty stumpy. You also might have thought that I already covered the majority of Jurassic Park licensed games for, yeah, see, that did like half my health in one hit. But no, there's actually a decent batch I still have left that I didn't get around to yet. Some of the JP3 ones, there's even a Sega Lost World one. There's another Jurassic Park that's just called Jurassic Park for the Sega CD. I'm gonna be checking that out. That one's interesting because it's pretty much the... God damn it. It's pretty much the only one that is a point-and-click adventure game across all of Jurassic Park, unless you count the Telltale one as a point-and-click adventure, but that's really more of a hybrid genre they created. The QTE and click adventure. Because they used to make much more straightforward adventure games. I think Jurassic Park, or maybe one of the Sam & Max games, they did the switch to that style, and then once they got around to Jurassic Park, that became their only style. And then, of course, they eventually died to their own hubris by management being fucking morons who managed to go bankrupt despite getting all of these projects at the same time. You know, they were getting all these licensed game deals and, you know, getting paid for it, but the people running the company did not know how to manage their money, so they were just throwing it away, basically. And thus, Telltale was destroyed and then resurrected, much like THQ was resurrected by Nordic. You know, as much as I have mostly contempt for the AAA industry, like, I'm not somebody who says all AAA games are bad, but the actual industry itself is a bit of a cancer. One that's only now starting to metastasize and be dealt with, you know. Only in the last couple of years, I feel like we're actually starting to publicly address a lot of these issues in the AAA industry and trying to excise them, or at least companies try to sound like they're excising them without actually doing anything. But what I was going to say is there are a couple companies that I feel like have been picking up old abandoned IPs or buying up IPs that weren't getting used and are actually doing good work with them, like Night Dive or THQ Nordic. So not every IP acquisition is some kind of parasitic AAA thing. Just a lot of them. But hey, speaking of the THQ Nordic buying up old IPs, I am looking forward to that next remake of Destroy All Humans, because I actually had a lot of fun with the first one. I never played the original game back in the day, so it wasn't like I was playing it out of nostalgia. I literally hadn't played the other one. And apparently the second game is where the series really hit its stride, because that's when they started adding, you know, globetrotting instead of just being in the 60s America, Cold War America, you know? That's where you go to Japan and Russia and all these other places, and you get some new tools. So I'm definitely going to be playing that later this summer. Are we going the right way? After that whole spiel, I can't remember if I'm going the right way anymore. I think I am. Pretty sure we just go all the way straight up here and then left. I'm worried that one of those guys is going to get a hit on me before I actually finish zapping them. I'm double checking here. Supposedly we can run, but that might only be in the first-person sections. Yeah, I think we have to go under here. And then up. Oh, God. We're not as close as I thought. Fuck off. So I'm curious, did anyone play this specific DOS version of Jurassic Park back in the day and enjoy it as a kid or whatever? Because it looks good visually compared to, you know, the NES or the SNES version. But did anyone go like, yeah, this is the game I really enjoy, my beloved Jurassic Park game, in the way that some people love the Genesis Jurassic Park game? Because I feel like the answer is no. You might have played this because you're like, oh, I like Jurassic Park. My family has a computer. They bought me this Jurassic Park game. And then you played it and you're like, well, I mean, at least there's dinosaurs. I think this is the right way. There's like this straightaway. Wait a minute. No, this is not the same place we went last time. I think Lex also might show up in multiple places. I'm not entirely sure. Because I was pretty sure she wasn't in the same spot last time as we found her this time. Things are so annoying. I have no idea where we are in relation to where we were before. I feel like I'm just lapping myself now. So yeah, when I said that I played through this and I would know where to go, that was kind of a relative description. I knew that we had to find Lex in the sewer like this. I did not memorize the path to do that. I do think we need to go more up and to the right. Like, the fact that there's a ledge right there makes me think that she could potentially be on that ledge, because there's no item there or anything. God damn it. But yeah, I think we need to go a little bit more over. Not up here. I actually think this is where I ended up the first time, where I tried to follow the FAQ's guide that said, like, hey, go up and to the right all the way, and you'll find her. And there's no map, right? Because, like, if there was, there wouldn't be that option to pull up a map from the motion tracker. So now I'm gonna just start going to the left until we find wherever the hell we were last time. I mean, at least it's easy to tell when we eventually do find that place, because it has the concrete tunnel with no platforms leading to it to the left. So we're just gonna keep going this way. Thankfully, at least, I think there is multiple ways to go. Didn't I just come from here? Yes, I did just come from here. So this is pretty much going to be the whole video, is the sewer. I think we're going to get out of here. We're going to go through the gate to the next paddock, and then we'll take a little look around before we load up into the first-person segment. Because I do want to at least check that out. That seems like the main reason to do this version over the SNES version. Alright, well, at least we found pretty much full heal. Here's one of the shitty corners. This tunnel over here. It's not useful to us because we can't take the box through there. See, like here, you think you'd be able to fit behind the crate, but no, you just float. At this rate, I'm going to end up back at the start. Which I think is right here. I'm having fun. Nothing says Jurassic Park adventures like sewer trudgery. Oh my god, if I just ended up back at the start, that means I did like a weird loop. I think this is the exit right here. So maybe I didn't go far enough to the right this time? I got kind of distracted because I was talking about AAA and shit. Okay, it's definitely not there. I like, too, that the trilobites seemingly just materialize out of the ground. You remember this corner? It looks a lot like the other corner that we were stuck at before, but I don't think it is the same corner. I think it's just an identical fucking corner. Can you not just keep respawning while I'm trying to do this? It would be very nice. Okay, it didn't get killed, but neither did I. Did I go right here, or did I go up last time? Well... No, there's copies. We didn't see those either time. So we're probably not going the right way. I'm likely going to die here again. Maybe I should have wrote down the level code for the next level as well. Look at this fucking swarm above my head. Oh god. Game over. R.I.P. The only Jurassic Park game that says R.I.P. Alright, well, we're not doing that again, so we're entering the password. Let's get some shooting on. So, FDC 478D1. So apparently, from level 7 to level 10, it's all just these first-person zones. That's like, basic Doom. Alright, thanks for telling me what the level password is that I just entered. Is that supposed to be Tim? He looks a little wrong. We must power down. Is that a good idea? I didn't even realize there was text happening. It's our only option. The computer system has rebooted. We have control of Jurassic Park. Then why the light's still off? The main power circuit breakers must have been tripped. Alan, could you restore power at the maintenance shed? John and I will guide you with the walkie-talkies. Sattler does not look like she's having it right now. So we're gonna take Muldoon's fucking spas and go shoot some raptors. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. It's entirely mouse controlled. You go forward. Wait. Okay, I'm just gonna use the arrow keys. Holy shit, this does not run well. Let me see if I can increase the cycles to make this a little more playable. Because I thought this would run fine, compared to the SNES version. But I think this is about how the SNES version looks as well. So you have a map at the top. And I guess you just kind of... Jesus Christ, I can't even find my way out of the goddamn bunker. Who's that ghost over there? It's Hammond. Actually, no, it's Lex. They're just standing there watching Alan fucking, stumble around trying to find his way out of this room. It's dark. I didn't bring my glasses. Where's Malcolm? Hold on, you want to go in the opposite direction. Sure, John. I also like that for some reason it's Alan having to do this and not Sattler. But that's because he's here and he was not in the movie. Well, this is crusty as all hell. But you can see that it's like pseudo 3D. It tried to look more 3D than Doom did. Oh my god, there's actually a map button? Okay, well, it doesn't actually tell you... It doesn't tell you where to go, just where you've been. But it looks like we haven't been this way yet. Bad news, Alan. It seems the raptors have escaped and entered the building. Be careful, you may have company. I'm not even going to try to do a Hammond impression. He is unimpressionable. Except they do have an imitator for Hammond in Operation Genesis, so I guess that's not entirely true. And again, normally I would want a game to run as good as it possibly could, but I think this is true to how it ran originally. Is that a health over there? Because again, we saw that the on-foot segments were running perfectly fine. There was no issues there, so that means this is just how it runs. Found some more shotgun shammo. Shotgun shells. Try to say shotgun shells and ammo at the same time. Also, for the frame rate this runs at, you move way too fast. So yeah, I believe that these levels are just a maze. And you just have to find the thing. Raptor? I assume there's a raptor around if the music's playing. pressing the cycle up button as well, but it doesn't seem to be increasing the cycles. Oh, God. Jesus, fuck. Well, that was chaotic. Okay, so every time a raptor is around, it starts playing the raptor battle track. Somehow, I get the feeling... Well, there was a raptor there. It's gone now. I get the feeling there's more than 3 raptors on the loose. I saw a claw. Ooh, they did a lot of damage. I was about to make a joke about how these raptors don't seem very threatening, and then it, like, ripped half of my health out. Grab this ammo. Also didn't think there was actually a firing sound. Alan, the computer indicates activity up ahead. Take care. Thanks, Grant. I mean, Sattler. Thanks for telling me about activity ahead. That's really gonna... Jesus. There was 2 of them. They were not clever girls, because they were just standing on top of each other, but they are very, very silent. Oh, this is awful. I kind of expected this to be, like, kind of basic, but also a highlight. But no, that's, I think that's gonna do it for a look at this game. We really don't need to see more of that, or more sewers. I kind of wish I had written down the level codes, just so we could skim through them. I don't know if this has boss fights like the Game Boy version. Also, yeah, these are definitely not tranquilizers, because they just explode on contact. So, the JP Wiki saying that the JP3 arcade game being the only one where you're using actual guns is definitely not true. Not to mention Trespasser. Maybe it's the only JP3 game where you're using guns. Though, Operation Genesis does let you retire dinosaurs from a helicopter with a high-powered rifle. However, I also learned that Operation Genesis was not part of the JP3 wave of games. It actually was after that. It was just a standalone kind of release that came a couple years after the movie. Alright, well, I guess we're going to wrap up here. We don't really need to see more of this, and there's plenty more Jurassic Park stuff to cover, like I said. So, I think we can say that was a good look at the DOS version of Jurassic Park. It seems kind of, basic, kind of annoying. Looks good, though. Definitely the best looking of these top-down Jurassic Park games. It's just a shame that there's not really much good game here, but this is also made by Ocean, who did most of the other ones, so it's not really surprising, because their whole thing was kind of making generic game experiences out of licensed properties. So, thank you for joining me for this romp through this particular version of Jurassic Park, and I hope I'll see you for some more month or so of Dino soon. Until then, y'all take care.